from the one and Travis Kelce.
Oh, they can't stop him. He's finding the red zone a lot tonight. This is just the first of many.
Kelce's first, as you say, won't be the last. 17-7. Ensuing Raiders possession. 3rd and 8. Here's the play. Chris Jones, sack, strick, fumble, hold everything. We got a flag.
Yeah, can't do it any better than Chris Jones did it. Terrible call again. It's the rule, but it's a bad call. Should have been Chiefs ball going the other direction.
Instead, the Raiders wind up kicking a field goal. Andy Reid can't believe it. That guy who needs to turn his hat around can't believe it. Now we're in the 3rd quarter. Chiefs down by 10. Juju Smith-Schuster, they're working their way down the field. Little chunk play here. 1st and goal Chiefs. 3 plays later, Dominique, who else?
Oh, fine 87. This man was possessed in the red zone. Right on the 1-yard line, drop it in.
That's his second. Chiefs cut it to 20-17. Next Chiefs drive, looking for a chunk play. This time it's Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, you got to love it. Has a little out right here. Look at this. Nice catch. Too much separation. Hey, protection beats coverage every time, Fox.
Later in the drive, 1st and goal from the 1. Mahomes, he's down, he's up, he's down again.
Got sacked. We were wondering where the penalty was here. What are the rules? I just wasn't consistency. I just wasn't consistent.
Well, instead, he's looking for the guy with the yellow gloves.
Oh, yeah. Throw it to the yellow gloves. He's just out of his mind. He goes across, beats the reroute, breaks 2 tackles. I don't know what he had on this game, but he won it.
Chiefs down 17. They come all the way back. They're leading 24-20. But Raiders not done. Under 8 minutes to go now. 1st and goal for the 1. Mahomes, Kelce, can you believe it?
I run out of things to say.
4th touchdown of the night. 4 touchdowns for Travis Kelce. Chiefs offense getting out there. They're going for the 2, but this one's swatted down.
Why? Can't stand it. You deserve to get it swatted down for being dumb stuff.
30-23 is your score. Raiders get it back. They need points. 3rd and 6. It's Davante Adams again.
Look at this. Look at the perfect ball, perfect play. What a catch. Beating double coverage. Absolutely love it.
But hold everything. It's 30-29. They're going to go for the 2 in the lead. Jeff.
Even worse. Why did they do it? You don't follow dumb stuff with dumb stuff. Kick it, make them beat you. Hate the call all the way here.
Josh Jacobs so close. You see it again. Does he get the ball over before the knees go down? Raider gamble doesn't pay off. 30-29 Kansas City. But Raiders would get one more chance after forcing a punt. 3rd and 1. Carr, Adams. Looks like he's got it, but.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Adams had a great night, but right here you got to catch him on the first try. Juggling it. And once he finally gets possession, that other foot is out. Nice cleats, though.
So that gives you 4th down. Here's your ball game. And Dominique, again, you know what these combinations are supposed to look like. Why are Renfro and Adams together?
That ain't it. Hunter Renfro's been struggling at the end of some of these games. Maybe he got confused, forgot what team he was on. It's a hell of a tackle.
One way or another, the frustration. The Raiders lose. The Raiders fall to 1-4 in heartbreaking fashion. Davante Adams, after the game, shoving a member of the media. We'll deal with that in a moment. But first, let's go back. Let's talk about going for 2.
When we scored, I was excited, but I was already telling people, hey, 2. And then I looked at Josh, and he said it in my headset. And from my view, I thought Josh was in. I thought his knee stayed off the ground. I don't know. I didn't see the TV and all that. But so, we're this close from being up 31-30.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20. But the Raiders are now 0 for 6 on 2-point attempts since last season. The only team in that span not to convert a 2-point try. Conversely, Carr is 7-2 in his overtime career, the most wins of any quarterback since entering the league in 2014, which suggests maybe he'd have been better off in overtime than going for the 2. We're going to lose, Jeff. I wanted to get this way.
Plug that into the analytics. Whatever those numbers were, the 0-6 is 21 and that 7-2 overtime. Here's the thing. Make them beat you. Like, make them beat you. I get it. Like, make the Chiefs offense go down and actually get points. Don't allow them to have the victory if they don't do anything but sustain drive. It just frustrates me to no end. Again, make them beat you. I can live with it. I hate that call. I hated the Chiefs one before that. I don't understand.
It's an extraordinary game with so many different moments of drama, but there's 2 that we really need to focus in on. This is the first of them. Then we'll get to the roughing the passer. Marcus, what did you think of the Raiders' decision? Again, there's 4.5 minutes left. An extra point ties the game. The 2-point conversion gives them the lead, but still all kinds, eternity for Patrick Mahomes and company. What did you think of going for the 2?
Yeah, I'm changing, y'all. I'm not as adverse as Jeff is, but I also understand. Last night we were texting through the NFL Live group chat, and this was about 50-50. That's what Mina Kime said. The model shows you about 50-50. And I lean towards being an old school football player when it comes to things like this. So I understand where Jeff is coming from. I think you tie the damn game. and try to win the game at 0-0 as opposed to being down. There's a mental piece to this too as players. Like, you still looking at the scoreboard and you down one, which adds an amount of pressure that you don't necessarily think you're dealing with, but you are if you're the Las Vegas Raiders. So I would have kicked the field goal, but I'm not going to go crazy because the analytics community always want to punch us in the face when we start talking about stuff like
me.
that.
Well,
I won a lot of games.
let me
Punch
say
me.
this.
Punch me.
If I'm going to get punched in the face by Jeff Saturday and Marcus Spears or the analytics community, you would pick that.
Well played.
Represented here today by Mr. Foxworth. What did you think of
Yeah, I'm a non-violent person. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I do think in that situation, it was fine because they missed it and they still got the ball back with a chance to win. So, like, I get it. There are some situations where I lean towards the football community or whatever that is versus the analytics one. But in that one, I think you go for it because they still ended up with a chance to win if Hunter Renfrow is not tackling his own teammate.
Quick final word.
Yeah, look, I mean, either you could look at it as like, hey, we might not get the ball back, so let's try and win the game here. Or you can look at it like you're saying, like 4.5 minutes, we probably will get the ball back. It's about, they felt good about that run game and Josh Jacobs and the way it was working last night. They thought they could get 2 yards. I don't have any, Herm Edwards didn't say you play to tie the game. I mean, like, I'm sorry.
So there's that.
There's that. That was the story of the night. The story of the weekend is the controversial roughing the passer roughing the passer penalties. We saw it on Sunday with Tom Brady. We see it there last night with Chris Jones. Here he was after the game. Bear in mind, his team still won.
There's no need for an explanation, okay? So when I'm going to go up to him and say, how should I tackle? How should I not roll on him? I'm trying my best. I'm 25 pounds, okay? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? I'm running full speed trying to get the quarterback. I hit the ball. What you want me to do? I brace my hands. So I think it's like taking the initiative to extend to look at roughing the passers now as a league, like they did pass interference a couple years back, where we can view the pass interference. I think that's now the next level we're going to have to take as a league for all these roughing the passers.
All right, so that's what he said. The referee is Carl Cheffers. He said that Carr, quote, gets full protection of all aspects of what we give the quarterback in a passing posture. So when he was tackled, my ruling was the defender landed on him with full body weight. The quarterback is being protected from being tackled with full body weight. That's the rule. That is the way the referee in this case interpreted it. We all saw what happened on Sunday with the Falcons and Tom Brady. In that case, it cost that team a game. In this case, it did not. I got to start with the defensive lineman. Marcus, what do you think of the call?
Man, it is too much to think about when you playing a football game. Like, I understand what they're trying to do in protecting quarterbacks. But guys, like, I just, the Grady Jarrett to this, all right? And you've already over time shrunken the area that you can hit a quarterback. Now we venturing in the territory of how you got to finish on a quarterback. I understand not picking a guy up and suplexing him. I understand, like, not hitting them in the head or the neck area. Like, we get that. I've never heard a defensive lineman complain about those rules, or even down low, like around the knee area. But you see where I'm going here? You see how much the quarterback body has shrunken just before we even get to these calls that we're talking about? Now, the problem that I have with this call is, one, it was a forced fumble. So you're asking Chris Jones to protect the football that he's already taken, and then think about how he's going to fall to the ground. And to that point, as far as the review, when you hear Chris Jones say it, I know Dan said it yesterday on the show, I know it looks like full body weight. But if you review this, you see a hand go down. But you also see the damn ball in his hand. He is now in control of the football while he's falling to the ground. So that's the frustration. In talking to guys that's playing in the league now, that's playing defensive tackle, defensive lineman, or defenders, period, they literally, when they get to the quarterback, don't know if flags are coming out or not. They get up looking for one because they don't know how or what the tackle should look like.
And they're not the only ones. The quarterbacks are always getting up, looking
Absolutely.
for the flag and lobbying. And this is connected to what we saw not just Sunday, but a week ago Thursday.
This is episode 2 of the Tua saga. Like, this is all a reaction. The way that we are overprotecting the quarterbacks now is because of how ugly that Tua situation was. But if you think about what happened in that situation, the problem wasn't necessarily the hit or either the hits. The problem was they put him back in the game.
Right.
It has nothing to do with this, but this
Right.
it feels quite obvious to me that the league, whether it was explicitly said or just implied, or the referees just took it to heart because they watched this too, it seems clear that now they're taking another step to protect the quarterbacks. And as a defensive back, I know what it's like to, after a play, just look for a flag because you don't know. Like, that's how pass interference feels.
Yeah.
And we've gotten used to the fact that if it's incomplete, it must be pass interference.
Yeah, it's become an impossibility. And here's the part. The problem is consistency of the call.
Yeah.
And we saw the play, and you actually made mention of it. When Mahomes falls down and then gets up, and he gets tackled, and he gets slung, that looks no different than the Grady Jarrett play that is a 15-yard that now extends Tampa's choice, right? The strip sack, my issue with all of those things, I do believe for the landing on the quarterback, it should be a reviewable play. Not every roughing the passer, but that call in particular, because the vantage point of the referee is poor. You can't you can't even see his arms when they're going the other direction. So that would be one I would say should. Listen, I've been in competition committee meetings for a number of years. I understand how these rules, and I understand the reason for the rule. But there is always a small subset or caveat. That is that time. This should be a reviewable play, the body landing on the QB.
Yeah, I think that's unlikely, right? Because what happened with pass interference a couple years ago was a fiasco, and nobody liked it when it was under review, and they only did it for a year and they let it go. I don't think they're going to reduce protections for quarterbacks anytime soon.
Yeah,
the good news here for people who fear that this is ruining the game is roughing the passer call.